Hi, scholars. So today we're looking at lesson 16.4, Building with Solid Figures. So right here, our academic words are all of the solid figures that we've been learning about lately. Cones, like an ice cream cone, a cylinder, like this one here, kind of like a jar, a sphere, and a cube. So today in your practice, what you're going to do is you're going to look at an example of two shapes. So let's take the cylinder and the cube, okay? And we can decide how can we stack them to make new shapes. So let's say I put the cube on top of the cylinder. Now I have made a new shape together, just like that. But if we saw an example with a cube and a sphere, that wouldn't be right because we would be using different shapes, right? So we want to practice using the two shapes that we see originally and then how we can stack them together to make something new. Then, scholars, just for one more extra step, I would like it if you would circle all the spheres you see, all the shapes that look like a ball, in a blue crayon and share that on Seesaw. Okay, so that's going to be your work today. So let's look and see what Rainbow Fish has to say about building with solid figures.
You can use shapes to make new shapes. Look at this shape. What solid figures were used to make this shape?
So scholars, we can see that there's a blue shape and a purple shape. To make the whole shape that we have here. Which shapes are those?
A cone and a cylinder were used to make a new shape.
We can see the
Why
cone
is
on
the
top.
cylinder standing up instead of lying on its side?
Hmm.
The
Why
cylinder
would we
is
not
standing
turn it?
up so that the cone can be stacked on top of one of its flat surfaces. What would happen if the cylinder were lying on its side?
If we turned the cylinder this way, scholars, what would happen? Is it on a flat side or a curved side?
You would not be able to stack the cone on top because this part of the cylinder is round. The cylinder would roll away. Look at this shape. How can you describe it? Small cubes are put together to make one large cube. How many small cubes were combined to make this large cube?
So we can count how many little cubes are in there. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it must be same on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8.
8 small cubes were combined to make the large cube. Here is another shape. What solid figures were used to make this shape?
What do you think we see here? I see some cubes. And then what purple shape is that, scholars?
4 cubes and a cone were used to make this shape. Why was the cone turned this way?
Why do you think we turn the cone that way? If we put it on its side, what would it be like, scholars?
So it did not roll off the cubes. Was a sphere used in any of these buildings? Why not?
Why didn't we use a sphere, scholars?
No, because a sphere cannot stack.
All of
This is
sides
the
are
frame of a
curved.
building. It only has edges. What shape could you use to help count the edges?
What shape does that look
You
like?
could use the cube to help count the edges. If you were going to make a cube using craft sticks and clay, how many sticks would you need?
So, scholars, let's count how many craft sticks they used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You would need 12 sticks to make the edges of the cube.
All right, scholars, that was a lot of information at once. So what we're going to do is just see how we can stack some shapes to make new ones. And then you're going to circle all the spheres in a blue crayon. That's your job today in your black workbook for lesson 16.4. And I'm sure you're going to do a great job. And I'll talk to you soon.